that isn't a swear.
Oh, welcome, welcome to Circulus, a 5th edition homebrew Dungeons and Dragons campaign, where we mostly start late because we're talking about other games, Dungeons and Dragons and otherwise, and thinking of four-letter words that are totally safe to say. Honestly, they are. Uh,
Monk.
I am your, I am your host, Crash. I will be your DM for the evening, and I have the largest coffee cup ever, and you don't.
Woo.
I know. With me, as always, is an intrepid band of adventurers, some of them in different forms than others, some of them a little bit larger, some of them a little bit smaller, some of them just the right size. With me today is Chris. Chris, who are you playing?
Well, tonight I'm playing Galen Caldor, gnome bard.
We also have Tom. Tom, who are you playing?
I am representing the Beestinger family. I'm playing Bertha Beestinger, a dwarf monk.
We also have Jen.
I am playing Meepo Chipclaw, a kobold sorcerer.
We also have Matt.
I am playing Aristobulus Ravenscroft, human wizard.
And Eric is out whining and dining friends, so we alas will not see him this evening. And Logan, I don't know where he is. But no wagon is safe. Hide your wagons. Quickly, do it now. All right, so in our last session, the party followed Ari back home to his mom's house. He brought them home for dinner. And his mom was ever so pleased. In the kind of way that a mother is always pleased when she sees her son after many, many months, but maybe wishes that he had a different taste in friends. Not everyone in the party came with Ari, however. Bertha Beestinger is representing a local guild of miners, dwarves, of course, who have not been able to get the same amount of metal work and ore that they originally promised. So there might have to be some contract renegotiation, and she was sent to assist with that, mainly because as a monk, she is the most even tempered among them. Mostly evidenced by the fact that she was the only one that didn't break a beer stein over someone's head during the debate process of who would be sent. She's skilled in unarmed combat. She didn't need the beer stein. But never mind about that. And Galen was hired on short notice to play for the dinner. He was the entertainment for the evening. They couldn't find anyone taller, so he had to do. Dinner was wonderful, in part because several members of the group did their best, maybe unintentionally, probably unintentionally, did their best to horrify Ari's mom with their behavior, not just their appearance. Ari tried to mitigate it a little bit. But dinner is over. The festivities have ended. Bertha, you've been waiting very patiently. Actually, you've been waiting for days, very patiently, to meet with the Contessa Ravenscroft privately to discuss the matters that you were sent here to discuss. And she did promise that she would find the time to talk to you after dinner.
Okay.
However, as soon as dinner is over, she and Ari head out the door.
Well, about that, I guess she will just continue to wait patiently.
Okay. Well, everyone here that is not Ari, you've got nothing to do until bedtime. So what do you want to do?
Play Mario Kart.
Roll for Rainbow Road.
Is that a athletics or is that performance?
That would be a dexterity save
Oh, Dexter. Okay.
at
Alright.
disadvantage.
Fine. I still get a +5. So, 18 or a 15. So 15.
You go off the road about 20 times. You never make a lap.
Turtles.
You're a natural 20 on that, bud.
There was one point where you were doing okay, and then Meepo shot a turtle shell at you,
Yeah.
and you went from
I had
first
a
place
feeling
to
it was
last
going to be
place.
her.
Of course.
Instead of Yoshi, it was Meepo, right?
But here's the thing: it wasn't this. This was an older console because this is Dungeons and Dragons. They don't have modern consoles here. This was a Super Nintendo, and she was still moving the controller up to make things jump.
Yeah.
And it does.
As you do.
And for some reason, it actually worked. You suspect she cast.
Prestidigitation.
Yes, you suspect magic. You suspect magic. Okay, so anything else you guys want to do?
Meepo's bored now that the game is done, so she's gonna go wander around and see what she can find.
Galen's kind of sitting there just strumming away on his lute,
A bored kobold sorcerer is not
practicing a little bit.
This is
Bertha's
Oh.
thinking Bertha's thinking she might want to.
She might what?
She might want to keep an eye on the kobold.
If
Well,
for nothing else,
considering-
entertainment value.
Honk would
Yeah.
have just let her go. I mean, he would just been like, "Whatever, kid.
You
Here's some
suspect-
matches."
She doesn't need matches. She can make fire.
Oh, I love this game so much.
I'm
I really
assuming
do.
I saw Meepo's attempts to eat Rick, cutlery and such, so
Mhm.
seeing her wander off, I'd like to just follow Bertha and just make sure she doesn't kill herself.
Bertha will just wave him over. Come on, let's go for a walk.
Let's follow the little thing with the rainbow hat
Exactly.
and sequins.
Maybe.
Yep, and sequence. It shouldn't be hard to spot
Exactly.
at all.
She isn't hard to follow because you just look for any part of the masonry of this elaborate mansion that is a fluorescent color.
Oh, is she doing that?
Mhm.
Probably.
Oh yeah. Like a
I mean,
little
it's-
trail,
it-
purple and green and blue and yellow. And
Would there be like a family library we could take a look at?
Bertha is aware of where the library is in this mansion, yes.
Yeah, maybe
You've
take
been here
her over
several
there.
days, so you have a general idea of the layout
Exactly.
and which areas are for residents only, so you're really not supposed to go to those particular areas. But you've got a general idea.
So basically, it's like being stuck in a mall for a couple days. You've eaten at every restaurant in the food court. You've been everywhere, and now you're ready to get out. So
Yeah.
You-
You've read
Just
all
the
the
beat
good
all-
books at the Barnes & Noble.
The beat Dalton.
it could be Dalton. No, geez, Gene's
oh
books.
gosh, yeah.
Beat book.
Anyway, hey,
Don't go over to the corner.
anyway, that's Joe calling back. Okay, sorry.
I gathered that.
And definitely not something we can discuss on this podcast. Anyway, Meepo, why don't we go see if we can find some magic books to read?
Okay.
We'll go in there, and she's just gonna look around, see if there's any kind of like family history books, anything anything about the family.
Okay.
What's this
well-
room look like? Like how big are the shelves and all that?
The shelves go up about 12 feet. You've got those ladders on wheels that you can roll around.
Mage hand.
Yeah, but not everyone has mage hands, so there are
Everyone
ladders
has mage
there.
hand.
No, she can.
But Meepo
And-
wants to climb up the shelves. 'cause
Oh,
she
that's
hasn't
true,
climbed
yeah.
anything in a while, so she's climbing
That
up a
and-
shelf, randomly. Pick one up.
Give
she
me
goes.
a dexterity check.
Okay. 14 without whatever
Okay.
the plus is. Yeah,
So I think it's a +1 for you.
yeah I think
So-
so.
give me a clarification here. Are you trying to climb right up the shelf, or are you trying to climb up one of the ladders that are attached to the shelf?
Nope, she's climbing the shelf. It's more fun.
Okay, well, yeah, you make it all the way to the top. These things are bolted to the wall.
I'm at the top. Yay!
Now,
And and two vertically challenged people are trying to keep you in check.
yeah.
But she doesn't really know.
And you're at the top of a 12-foot bookshelf.
Uh-huh.
Now, Meepo, why don't you come back down and read your books down here?
Come back down, honey.
Okay.
Yeah, it's a good little girl.
Okay.
How do you
So-
descend?
I'm gonna use the umbrella hat to fly down.
I hope.
Yes.
I didn't want to say you would, but I hoped that you would.
Of course, I'm going to do that. It's fun.
Okay,
So now you hear
make
a
sure
little
you mark
tiny
off one of those
kobold
charges.
going wee.
Like Inspector
12
Gadget.
feet.
Just gonna...
Yeah.
Okay, so
Go, gadget hat.
so normally someone will descend much faster than they ascend, but in this case it is very much the opposite. She scurried up that bookshelf in less than a second. It was only 12 feet. It's less than her movement. And it takes her about 2 rounds to gently glide down. And there's a bit of a current in here, so she sort of drifts a little bit and lands about 10 feet away.
All right.
Okay, cut to Ari. I don't want you to feel like you're being left out or anything.
No, that's cool.
Yeah. So your mom hurries you off immediately after dinner, and you assume that you're going to her private office to discuss the contract. But instead, she leads you out a side door that's relatively hidden. But you've known about this door for as long as you've been here. And you head right out into the land around the estate.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole time she's walking kind of casually, and you're just, trading chit chat about pleasantries. How's the weather in Coomridge, and do you meet any interesting people? Did you find any girls that you took a shining to, or anything like that? Typical things that a mom might ask you when you've just come back from a long trip.
Yep.
Once you are about 200 feet or so away from the estate, she asked to see the contract.
He will show it to her.
Okay, she looks over it. This could help. Ari, I am so proud of you. And she doesn't call you Ari very much.
No.
You're kind of surprised that she did, I'm sure. And she says, "How long do you plan on staying?"
I hadn't really planned it out, as I wasn't sure how long it would take us to get here, but we did make good time. I have associates in Coomridge who are expecting me back, but at no real particular hurry either. I'm sure Lord Ardent, however, would like me to return with at least, say, the first load of whatever materials whatever he needs. I know that they are anxious to start this trading as soon as possible, because the town is in need, especially with the recent attacks and finally becoming, after removing the undead plague, they need a lot of things, so they need to get started. So I have no set time, but I probably should not dawdle either.
That sounds like a plan. In all honesty, Aristobulus, son, we're kind of in need too. I made some arrangements, made some deals that seemed very favorable at the time. when the amount of metals that the dwarves were providing was at a steady pace being provided. They've cut back a lot. And some of my promises have needed some renegotiation.
Is that why Bertha or Brenda or whatever her name was here?
Yes, I've been trying to avoid her somewhat, um, to make her think that we're in more of a position of power than we actually are. If they don't start delivering ore, this family is ruined. And I don't mean broke. You've seen the new staff, I'm sure.
Yes, I noticed one or two additional new hires, particularly your major domo, as it were.
Yes, she didn't start out that way.
No? Tell me about her.
Originally, she came in as an additional servant, something like a gift from the benefactor that I made a deal with. I knew that she was sent to keep an eye on me, but when you know where the eye is, you can alter what it sees. Since she arrived, every member of our staff that outranked her has either quit or disappeared. Aristobulus, I don't even know most of their names anymore.
Perhaps she is not what she seems.
She grumbles something under her breath. You think you catch the word obvious.
She's very clever. In fact, I believe I've seen her before.
Where?
Oh, during my travels. We were engaged with a rather elderly dragon. And while we were engaged with said dragon, she, or what I believe was her, snuck in behind us and stole something from under our grasp.
For the record, it was actually a very young dragon, which is the only reason you survived the encounter.
Yeah, well,
but
he's
Aristobulus wouldn't know that.
Yeah, well, he's also embellishing a little bit. Mom doesn't know. At least as far as he knows, she doesn't know.
Give me a deception check then.
Okay, I'm actually not. Let's see. Just see how bad or good I am at that. Oh, +2. But that is a 16 on the die. That's upside down. So that it goes to an 18.
Yeah, you're pretty sure that she's buying your story.
Okay.
She's a little dubious at the mention of a dragon.
Well,
but
that's the real part. I'm just lying about his age. I believe she's concealing or transforming would perhaps be a better word. Her identity. She is an accomplished wizard or sorcerer. I was unable to determine which for the short time I interacted with her. But I believe she is a powerful master of arcane arts. And let's leave it at that. My only question is her motive. She got away with what she wanted, not without some minor interference by us, but given her skill, it was unlikely we were going to slow her down very much. So I'm curious as to her real motives as to being here versus, what she was doing where I saw her last. Perhaps we should, or at least I should, investigate her.
Maybe you should leave tomorrow.
I'm okay with that, but I would like to try to speak to her. Or do you think that unwise?
Aristobulus, do you think I don't know where Georg is? Or what he's doing? Do you think I don't know
No,
what
I believe you
Mariana
do.
is?
I know. I believe
made
you do.
sure they weren't here. I sent you away on an errand that I knew would leave you gone for the entire winter. I know you don't always agree with the choices I have made. I haven't always agreed with yours. But I've
In that
always
we are agreed.
But I've always been your mother. I have always tried to look out for you. Did you ever wonder why you only ever got in just enough trouble in Adrilanka when you were running around with your friends?
No, it never occurred to me, but I see it now.
You
Of
should
course,
leave.
I was much younger then.
So was I.
I will. Yeah. I agree. I will leave in the morning. I will take my allies with me. If there is some way I can assist, although I think our best bet is perhaps, never mind. I will deal with that another time. Perhaps she will follow me. I don't know. How long has this woman been here in the house? Was it after winter? Before winter?
A few weeks after you left.
Okay. Then I will leave immediately. I will return to Coomridge in the morning, and let us see how things go. If you can afford it, I would. I don't know what magic she is capable of, but I would be wary of her. I realize you are probably somewhat aware already, but I have taken some measure of her ability, and she is quite skilled. It may behoove you to gain or have someone on staff, if we can afford it, who is skilled in arcane arts.
I've hired a few.
Excellent. Then,
None stayed.
because of her machinations. Very well.
Just like the servants. Some quit, some just vanished.
I'm sure. Let us see what happens when I leave tomorrow. Let's see what she does. If you give me perhaps... No. Can't do that. It would take too long. You must find someone then who can send me magical messages. If we need be, I can be here shortly. I have my arcane abilities of my own have increased somewhat, and I have now access to spells through Lord Ardent, and perhaps even still yet more if the deal goes well, that I could use to get here her in a quick hurry.
Let's cross that bridge when we get to it.
Understood.
And burn
Agreed.
it if we have to.
Yeah, let's try. We'll see. We'll see.
Okay. Cut
Very
to
well.
our intrepid band of bookshelf climbers.
All the little people.
You represent the Lollipop Guild.
I was thinking that.
I hate
Take
all
that
of
back,
you.
sir. Take that back. I am no gnome.
I will cut you.
Or just cut you.
They represent the local union. I am actually pro-union, but never mind about that. As a public school teacher, I am definitely pro-union. Moving on. So you have been exploring. Meepo very quickly got bored of the library.
Mm-hmm.
There are lots of books, but most of them didn't have any pictures.
So what's the point?
Pretty much.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I know Bertha wanted to look more into the history of the Ravenscrofts, correct?
Yeah.
Give me an investigation check.
Okay.
I just want to sit there and play my lute and try and keep Meepo entertained.
6.
Yeah, you're not able to find anything about the Ravenscrofts. You find a few books that are about the general history of Adrolanka,
Mm-hmm.
but that was about it.
I would love to find an office. See if I can find the books.
Well, at this point, and Jen, I've said this before, but I will say this again, and this is for everyone actually. If I ever make an assumption about something your character does, and it doesn't fit with how you perceive your character, forget yes and. Just tell me that I'm doing it wrong.
Okay.
But at this point, I imagine that Meepo is wandering off again.
Of course. She was bored. She doesn't stay put when she's bored.
Okay.
Bertha will just follow her then. Just make sure she doesn't do anything bad.
I will look all depressed that my lute playing had no effect and wander with her.
Well, it kept her in the room a little bit longer.
Yeah, but once she figured out she could use prestidigitation to make the same sounds.
Mm-hmm. So she's got a soundtrack following her now as well.
All right. So you wander off, and one of the servants in passing goes, Hey, I recognize you. I've seen you before. He's pointing at Galen.
Oh.
You were in that band. Oh, when I was working for House Markov, like 5 years ago. I remember you. What was that? What was the band's name? Was it? Oh, it was Adam Ant, wasn't it? Adam Ant?
Adamantium dirigible.
Adamantium dirigible, of course. And you did that one song with all the screaming. Yeah. Hey, could I have your autograph?
Sure, buddy. Sure.
Oh, awesome! And he goes in. He's like, he pats all of the spots where pockets would be, and like, oh, I don't have anything to. I'll be right back, and he runs off.
Oh, all right.
So you're a famous musician then?
We toured a little around the southern regions of Circulus. Yes.
I don't get out much, unfortunately. Work keeps me very busy, but I enjoy music.
It's my greatest passion.
It has a calming effect on people. Meepo, put that down.
Why?
We don't. Just remember, look with your eyes, not with your hands.
Oh, I don't need my hands to do this, and I paint the wall purple.
Did you remember to put the thing down before you painted the wall purple?
Mm-hmm.
Can I do prestidigitation to change it back?
Yes, you may.
Where'd it go?
Okay.
Oh, I guess it doesn't work anymore, Meepo.
Well, let's see. And I put it back again.
Oh boy.
I swap
No,
it
it
back.
works.
And I swap
So,
it back.
This is a strange wall.
Galen,
Uh-huh.
with your passive perception being over 20,
Yes.
because you enjoy playing characters that are overpowered in a variety of ways.
There's so many ways to be overpowered.
Yes, there is, and I enjoy the difference in direction you've taken in this character from your other characters. I enjoy this immensely as a DM because it allows me to say that one of the tiles on this wall that you are recoloring isn't quite like the others.
Oh, that's interesting.
What's that? I just hear him. Do I hear him say that's
Well,
interesting?
I said it out loud.
Okay. What's that?
And I walk up and I push the tile.
It goes in a little bit.
Intriguing.
Bertha looks around to see if anybody's watching. Says,
Everyone, give me a dexterity save.
Oh,
"Oh
God.
boy,
Uh-oh.
I may have screwed the pitch. Okay.
this isn't my wheelhouse."
This is not.
23.
Okay, so I have an 8 plus 1.
14.
Meepo notices
Okay.
she has feet.
Mhm.
No, that wasn't a perception check. That was a dexterity save.
Just
Yeah.
yeah.
So,
Her
Meepo-
feet are over her head now. So
Yeah.
So basically,
Why am I on my back?
Uh-huh.
normally,
What happened?
stereotypically, when you find a panel in a wall that is an actual hidden switch and you press it, you expect the door to slide out.
Oh.
In this case, stairs descend, and you were standing on top of them.
Oh.
Now, two of you are able to keep your balance, and which of you rolled the higher roll? I forget.
I did 23.
You got a 23.
14.
So Bertha makes it look easy. She actually surfs her way down the stairs. Meepo goes down the stairs in a different method, a very unorthodox method. But she does reach the bottom of the stairs around the same time.
Don't.
My shoe.
I don't think she has shoes.
Well, that happened.
How'd you make the stairs pop out?
There seemed to be a button on the wall.
Oh.
Well, that's interesting. Let's explore a little bit.
All right. You are in a tunnel that is not lit by any means, but that doesn't seem to be a problem for any of you.
Dark vision.
Dark vision.
Yep.
If Ari was with you, it wouldn't be a problem for him either.
But he lives here, so he probably already knows about it. So.
I wouldn't count on that.
I was gonna say, I wouldn't count on it.
Darn renovations.
He's
You know
not
how
around for you to
attractive
ask.
them nobles can be.
He,
Oh, that's
he's
true.
busy. He's busy having a conversation with his mom about how it's too dangerous and you should leave.
All right,
Whoops. What was that thing about splitting the party? It always ends out for the best.
It always
I
ends up
think
so
that-
much fun
I
for
think
everyone.
that's what I've heard for that.
Well, I'm with Scooby and Shaggy, so I should be okay.
You know, I'm
Obame
okay
took this
being
whole trip
Scooby.
on face value. He's like he's in his room praying and stuff, and Fenix is scouring the outside of the grounds for wagons. The staff got enough warning though; they've hidden them all.
Yeah,
I-
Ari would have definitely made sure. Yeah, hide the wagons.
Well, it's you remember from the last session the way you
Yeah.
reacted when
Yep.
his
Yeet, yeet.
when he asked. Yeah, she has a decent amount of points in perception
Insight.
and investigation. She picked up
Yeah.
what you put down. But
Yeah,
I'm gonna
no
roll
good.
for
She
Fenix.
incited the hell out of that.
Yeah. We're lucky. Fenix didn't.
So I rolled collectively for the staff, and I rolled for Fenix. Fenix got an 8. So you might
Excellent.
think, well, the wagons are safe.
No.
The staff got a 1, didn't they?
Yes, yes, the
Of course
staff got a 1. So they hid many of the wagons, but there was a wagon that was out that had a sign on it that said "Not a wagon."
Yeah. I thought that.
One of the newer hires apparently thought that was how you hide things. He had the opinion that Dragonborn might be, because Dragonborn are big, they are also dumb. But that might be true for some Dragonborn, but
Not our
Phoenix
Fennec.
is smart enough to see a wagon and know it's a wagon. It's now an X-wagon.
Yeah. Hey,
There might
but
be
if
there might be
only just the
repercussions for
one-
this.
Yeah, if only just one.
It's better than we could have hoped. Let's be honest.
Yeah.
And picture a video game where some text appears at the top of the screen that says, "The Contessa will remember this."
Great, we're playing a Telltale game.
All right. So back to our Intrepid 3. You're going down this dark tunnel, and you come to a door.
But it is not a jar.
No, it is not a jar. The jar is on Obame's character.
I would like to just take a look at the door, maybe check for traps.
Okay, give me an insight check.
Alrighty. Ooh, I do pretty good at that.
Insight.
21.
You see a thin wire that's maybe 5 or 6 inches off the ground going across the door. It's flush with the wall and the door.
Hmm.
It would only be an issue if the door was open and you walked through.
Okay. I just kind of pointed out to everybody, and especially Meepo, don't touch this.
Okay.
Apparently, there's
Meepo, you
something back
think it looks like a lute string.
It kind of does.
I am
It seems
bad and I
important,
should feel
so
bad,
I'm
but I
going to use
don't.
prestidigitation to make it sparkly.
Cast
I'm
suggestion on
taking a
Meepo.
step back.
I cast suggestion on
Aw.
Meepo.
I was gonna make a dex roll to see if I could just like slap her hand.
She's not going to touch it. She's just gonna...
Yeah,
Don't.
the fun
You're
thing
saying not
is,
to
With your
touch
hands.
it.
what she's doing is actually making it easier for you to not trip it. But you're all panicking. I love this game so much. Look out, she's helping.
Exactly.
But it's too late for you to realize that because you're all doing this simultaneously. You're not in initiative.
Oh, so we have a sparkly little wire now.
So you have a sparkly wire,
Mhm.
but Galen is casting suggestion, and that I'm looking at
What
the
does that
spell that
do?
requires a wisdom save.
Okay. I rolled a 1.
All right. So Galen, what do you suggest to Meepo?
Don't do anything to that wire.
Okay.
Meepo, you think that is the best idea you've heard all day. You
She's
should
like nodding
never
her head,
do
like
anything to
okay.
that wire. And you
I
are
think-
going to think that for what's the duration for the spell?
Oh, hold on.
Suggestion lasts 8 hours.
Okay, for
Oh,
the next
well.
8 hours, you don't want to do anything to this wire.
Okay.
I think we ought to just leave the way we came in.
Now I'm curious now.
See, Bertha's here on business, and she really doesn't want to make this family angry.
Okay, cut back to Ari. You have re-entered the mansion. Your mom again tells you that it's so nice to see you, and the mask that dropped when you were out on your walk is
Has
totally
now
back
come
up
back.
again. It's nice to see you, and it's such a shame that you'll be leaving in the morning. She wishes you could stay for a few more days, but she does have some business to attend to. Now, if only she could find that dwarf. What was her name? Beestinger. Yes, she needs to find Beestinger because they do have some important matters to discuss with the metals that they should have brought with her, but they neglected to. So she goes off looking for Bertha. And you are free to do what you want.
All right.
I believe you posted on Facebook that what you wanted to do was have a bunch of drinks and then go to bed.
Perhaps. But new information has come to light. What is the woman's name who was the new major domo at this point for her?
Thava.
Thava. Okay.
It's
Oh, Thava.
Thava.
Thava. Okay, I thought it was an F. Okay. So Thava. Time to decide. No. I'm just trying to think. I don't know. Oh, I'm torn. He's torn now. He wants to sit and think about this for a minute. Could she have been? I guess could his mother have been faking this whole scene?
Give me an
She's a
insight
little?
check.
Yeah, that's really what I'm like, because he knows Fava what she really is and can obviously change her shape. She wasn't present during this. She's not present in the room he returns to, is he? Is she?
You don't see any sign of her.
Okay. So
That doesn't mean anything if she's a high-level spellcaster, but you don't see her.
Exactly. What is my insight? It is a +4. Okay. So 12 and 4 is 16.
She seemed pretty honest, and she's your mom.
Yeah.
You don't always agree with her, but you usually are able to tell the difference between various moods. There's the mom that's doing business. There's the mom that is disciplining you because you've done something wrong by her perspective.
Yeah. Well,
this was as sincere as you've ever seen her.
Yeah. We've generally been like, the way I see the relationship is they generally are civil to one another. They don't like each other very much, but they're civil to one another. And generally speaking, that it must kill her to ask him for help in a certain way. So him leaving is not something I gather she wants, and but he's willing to at least honor it because he doesn't trust this Thava after knowing what she really is. That said, Ari doesn't really want to trip the knowledge, I guess, to Thava so that he realizes, or she realizes, that he knows who she is. So he's willing to. He basically is going to try to avoid her for the time being. That way, he can't make any loose lips, etc. That said, I think he will then retire to the library instead.
As you go to the library, you find one bookshelf that's near the door, where there's a bunch of books that have been knocked over or knocked off. It's almost as if some small creature has climbed up the bookcase and dislodged a bunch of things in the process.
There are claw marks on the shelves.
Wonder who that could be.
Okay. Meepo's been here. Let's see.
His mother might have had a good reason for not wanting us in the castle.
Yeah. Well, that's exactly why Ari brought you here.
It's just like real life. You can always tell where the kids have been. You just follow the trail of chaos.
Yeah, exactly.
Only if the kids have been in that location for long enough, you can't follow the trail. It's just ubiquitous.
Yeah.
Fair.
So I will look around the library just to see if Meepo is hiding somewhere. She loves hide and seek. So let's see if she's hiding out in the library somewhere, and he'll begin to look around.
All right, well, give me a perception check. And, of course, you're going to roll with advantage.
Yeah, and he's always
with
good
that wonderful
at this.
robe of eyes.
You betcha. All right, well, we're not going to take the 2, but we will take the 15. And that will then go to 19.
Okay. Well, this library is situated in a portion of the estate where there's more than one door that you can use to enter or exit.
Yeah.
And your mom usually prefers that they keep the doors closed. I mean, it's almost instinctual for you. Every time you walk through a doorway, you immediately close it behind you because that's just how you were brought up.
Right.
But you do find an open door because apparently some of your party members were raised in a barn.
Or mine.
Yeah, or mine. Yeah, Punk. Well, they're not here. And I know
Meepo's raised in a
Obame
pig,
is still
so-
praying, and Phoenix is out wandering looking for the wagons. So by process of elimination,
You hear a
Meepo must have
smashing
gone
sound in
this
the
way.
distance, and you hear one of the servants go, "Oh gods, why?"
Serving cart.
Ari chuckles and moves along.
That was clearly marked not a wagon. Why did you do that?
He will go to the open door
Okay.
and creak. Hello.
Okay. This door goes into a hallway, and you see a servant. This one you recognize. His name is Melvin. He's fairly low ranking. He's been with the family for a few years. Not the most incompetent, but not the kind of person that climbs the ladder usually in a hierarchy. But you've seen him around, and he is staring at a hole in the ground that wasn't there the last time you were home. He is also holding a bust of your mother, and it's like it looks like he was putting it back on the pedestal that it was on. Just so you know, when Meepo put the stuff down, she didn't put it back; she put it down.
Right.
And he's just staring at this hole in the ground that has stairs leading down.
Huh. I don't recognize that. Melvin, what happened here?
He looks over at you. I didn't do it.
Oh, I don't. I'm sure you didn't.
No, really, it
That's
wasn't me. I didn't put those there.
I believe you. Trust me. And then Ari will begin to look at the hole in the floor.
Well, if Thava finds out about this, I'm gonna be gone for sure.
Well, we don't have to tell her.
Talking up there.
Oh yeah, the hallway wasn't that long.
Yeah.
So you hear someone exclaim, "I didn't do that."
Yeah, you did.
You hear the sound of statuary smashing on the ground, and then a panicked cry.
Now that will get you into trouble, and not just from Thava. Thava. Is someone down there?
No.
Right. Who is down there?
I'm down here. Hi.
Meepo.
Yes.
What are you doing down there?
Following them, maybe.
Who's them?
Hello.
I would like to blend into the hallway if possible.
Give me a stealth
That
check.
requires a different kind of robe.
Okay, I will try. I will try a stealth check. 'Cause I am busted. 15.
Can I do an insight check to see if I can see that she is panicking?
You may go ahead.
Ari wants
and-
to check out this hole.
And Bertha can roll a deception check if she doesn't want people to know she's panicking.
Never let them see you sweat, right?
19.
Let's see. 8.
I'm not panicking. I'm not panicking. Why are you panicking?
It's not me, it's them. Ari wants to kind of check this
God darn it.
doorway out to see if this is something. Is it new construction kind of thing? Like, because he doesn't remember this, but then again, he may not have ever been in here.
I put my hand on Berta and say, "You owe me one," and cast invisibility on her.
Thank you.
Oh. That's a neat trick.
Okay, so yeah. What skill should I have this be?
So the The concentration on Meepo is gone, by the way. Suggestion is no longer there.
Oh.
Okay.
But Berta is now invisible for an hour.
Okay.
So that means Meepo doesn't mind if she wants to do something else with that string.
Yeah, but now she hears Mr. Ari, so she's more interested in what he's going to do.
You know, I really wanted to have this be a different skill because I keep going with investigation and perception for everything. So I'm going to
History
say,
would work.
I was about to say history, actually, yes.
Okay.
Especially considering this is your childhood home.
That was my thought. I'm not bad at history though either, so it's
I don't know much about history, but
I don't know much about art, but I know what I like.
Bad puns incoming.
you didn't realize that was the case when you heard what Galen's band was named?
You messed the list I gave him earlier.
Oh, yes, there is a list.
There's a list.
There's
I posted
multiple
some
lists.
that I thought up, but the list that Chris came up with is much longer, and
Yeah, I
one of
haven't
his
seen the
other
list, I just saw the
DMs
one thing.
also came up with a bunch of them. And there is gold. There is solid gold in this list.
All right, so I rolled a 12 plus 7 goes to a 19.
This, it has the new tunnel smell.
Okay, so this is clearly not something from before, from when he
No.
was younger, or even perhaps within, say, the last 5 or 6 years, where he would have still possibly remembered it. Okay.
It's possibly brand spanking new. It might be less than a year.
Yeah. Now I'm curious.
Would Meepo know how old a tunnel was?
If you give me, well, for you, I wouldn't say a history check. For you, I would say an investigation check
Okay.
or nature.
I got a 5.
You are
plus-
certain that
rocks.
you know it's a tunnel, but it's not a
It's a
cobalt
tunnel.
tunnel because you know the difference.
It's definitely not. This is
Cobalt-
definitely not a cobalt tunnel.
Cobalt tunnels would have a much lower ceiling, and it's much more comfortable to walk through. You don't have to worry about rocks you can't see up high falling on you.
And there's no little wires.
Yeah, no, that's not true.
Oh,
There are
yeah.
plenty of little wires, and you know
Yeah.
what those little wires do.
Yeah.
Ari will begin to go down. Melvin, stay here. Do not let anyone else enter.
What am I supposed to do when they show up?
Tell
Do you
them
still
I'm
want
down.
that autograph?
Tell
was
them
that?
I am down here and I am investigating something
That's,
that I do not wish to be disturbed.
that won't stop the Farrelson brothers.
Who are they?
They're
A name Ari doesn't recognize.
no, you don't recognize them. The Farrelsons. They're 5 of them. They're pretty much Thava's. I don't know what henchmen. Oh, they beat me up for that. They're pretty much the only servants that can't get fired.
Interesting. Very useful piece of information, Melvin. You are
Yeah,
excused then. Please go.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. He says this as he's running.
Yeah. All right. Ari will then descend the staircase carefully. And once he reaches bottom, since he can see invisible,
He can. I thought Robovise
Oh
didn't.
no.
I thought Robovise didn't do invisibility.
it does ethereal. I thought it also. You might be right. Let me check.
I
the
don't.
item.
I don't remember seeing invisibility in that.
Crud.
I don't think it gives you
Uh,
true sight.
No, it's not true sight. Gives you advantage on perception checks, and you can see
You
into
can
the
see
ethereal
invisible
plane.
creatures and objects. You can see invisible creatures and objects as well as see
Oh.
into the ethereal plane
Okay.
out to 120 feet. I
Oh.
just
So
brought
you-
the item up.
Tried,
So you can see invisible creatures. Okay. So you see
Yeah,
you see
well,
Bertha Bee Stinger up against the wall,
Bow solemnly. Hello, Ari.
and no, Bertha, you don't
You don't have
necessarily
to
know that
reveal
Ari
yourself.
can see you unless he addresses you.
No, and so far I have not. I will. I don't necessarily need to. Not yet, at any rate.
But you can tell
Busy
Bertha's
looking
supposed to
her
be invisible.
direction, let me put it that way.
Give-
Deception check.
Yeah, deception versus my. Well, actually, Ari.
No, in
Yeah,
this case,
Ari would
you
probably like look. There might be a half-second pause, but then like keep moving his head.
Okay.
okay.
Because
So
clearly
what I'm
I
saying,
would think he would recognize invisibility, the spell
yeah.
per
So
se.
what I'm saying is, Ari, if you don't want Bertha to realize that you see her, you roll me a deception
Yeah.
check.
Okay, that's good. I will do that.
And Bertha, you're going to give me an
And
insight check.
that is an 18 on the die. Plus 2 is 20.
4.
This isn't going to go well.
Well, it might go just fine.
Let me just say, I love that most, if not all, of the roles that have been done this evening so far have been player versus player.
Yeah.
So Ari got a 20 on his deception check.
I got a 4.
Okay, so you are fairly certain that he has no idea where you are.
Okay.
I will go towards Meepo once I'm down the stairs.
When his back is turned, I want to make a stealth move to get out of there. So as soon as his back is turned, I'm getting out of there.
Unfortunately, you were right by the door, so for him to turn, you have to wait for him to turn around and walk back out the way you've come.
I will wait.
Right.
I'll wait. But
Okay.
he's not in the hallway yet?
He's
Well,
in,
I came
he's in the
down-
hallway, but you were at the door at the end of the hallway.
Yeah.
Okay.
You were all examining that
Sorry.
wire.
Yeah. Well,
Unless you go
I
through the
just- I
door,
stealth
the
to
only
past
way
him.
out is past him.
Yeah, I know. Just
Ari's
waiting
just
for
going
him
to
to move.
go directly towards Meepo, and unless he's blocking the hallway towards the door. I don't know how wide this area is.
It's not a very wide hallway. It's maybe about 5
All right.
feet.
Then she stays
All right.
put.
Okay. So I will go to Meepo. Kind of also quick, kind of like glancing around, looking at the tunnel. What did you did? And I see there's a door here, right at the end.
Yes, with
Okay.
a sparkly wire going across it about 5 or 6 inches off the ground.
Well, this is very interesting.
Yeah, don't touch the wire. I made it so you could see it.
Well, that was very good, Meepo. But
At this point,
now I
Galen,
must-
you've realized that you wasted a spell slot.
Oh, I realize. Don't worry.
I'm very curious now to see what is behind this door
I don't
and
know.
why it would be guarded so carefully. Ari will check the door, see if it's locked, trapped, etc.
Okay. That would be another insight check.
Insight or investigation?
Oh, investigation. I'm sorry.
Okay, because I'm a lot better at one. All right. That is a 16 on the die. That goes to 23.
You are fairly certain that there is a wire going across the bottom of the door about 5 or 6 inches off the ground.
Right. Okay. I want to make sure there's nothing else on the door itself.
You do not see any other traps.
Okay.
And I realize
So-
that means something a bit more in Ari's
Right.
case.
Yes.
Hmm.
Given his magical robe, that is usually enough. And also something of the like, okay, I don't see any, but there could be something invisible or something magical on the door. He can't
There could be
detect
something on the other
magic.
side of the door. You
Well,
don't know.
yeah, I don't have
Galen,
X-ray
you don't
vision
see
yet.
anything either. With your
Um,
frickin' 23 passive perception.
So I'm going to carefully remove my
Rude.
thieves' tools from an inside pocket of my robe, and let's see what we can do with this wire.
That would be sleight of hand, I believe.
Right. So we're going to try my thieves' tools, and let's see what we can do with this. That's another 16, plus 3 is 19,
You have successfully disarmed the trap so far as you know.
as far as I know. Excellent. Let's see. I think now would be an appropriate time to use my detect magic, where I do not have to use a spell slot, to examine this door for any kind of magical traps that may be upon it.
What's the casting time for that?
1
10
action.
minutes for a ritual.
No, but I can do it as a. It's not a ritual in this case because it's my special ability. I'm
It's a
using
once
it to
per day
cast-
thing.
Right, it's a
Oh.
once per day thing. I can use detect magic without using a spell slot, but not using it as a ritual. So that's just 1 action, not the 10-minute ritual.
Okay.
We're going to try that here and see what I might see upon the doorway. And he'll check the area kind of around it as well, just to see if there's any magical traps or magical wards or anything, maybe even a scrying sensor
Okay, you don't see any of that. The
Okay.
wire appears to be magical, but you think it's from the prestidigitation that is still making it sparkle.
Making it sparkle. Okay.
And actually, it's been long enough that should have worn off, but Meepo keeps renewing it.
Keeps cleaning it. Okay.
Because if you can't see it, you might do something to it. So she's gonna keep doing that.
At this point, then he will move towards the door, carefully avoiding the tripwire, and open it.
It's locked.
Okay. Well, we'll have my thieves' tools back out, and we'll open that.
All that, and we never checked to see if it was unlocked.
The door's a
All
mimic.
right.
No.
All right. Thieves' tools check is a 17. I have proficiency and dex.
You unlock
so
it. I'm not.
Okay.
You don't need to add anything to that roll. That was more than enough. Okay, so you
Okay.
managed to unlock it.
All right. Now I'll open it.
Okay.
Assuming that because the tripwire is now disabled. Thank goodness.
How do you intend to open this door?
Pull, push, whichever way it opens
It,
in.
it opens outward, so you would
outward. Okay.
be moving the latch and pushing.
Okay.
But
so
I'm
with the
more asking.
tripwire disabled. Yeah. Go ahead.
I was more asking, are you trying to be sneaky, or are you just going to try to open it?
That's a good question, actually.
If it opens out, wouldn't it hit the tripwire?
No, it opens away from you.
Oh, okay.
Oh, so it would open into where we're going, or where
Yes.
the door would lead to. Okay.
Yeah.
So
Otherwise, it would move the tripwire every time you opened it.
Right. Well, that makes some sense. So actually, then Ari will then instruct everyone to kind of back up a bit. You too, Bertha, and
Forgive my deception, Mr. Ari.
it's okay.
I love
Then
this
he
game
will
so much.
mage hand to open the door very slowly, and he will back up a few feet as well, at least 15 feet from the door.
Okay, I realize that I'm asking for another roll on the same door, but give me a stealth
Yep.
check.
Stealth. Okay, I am not great at that. But that is a 12 plus 3 is 15.
It creaks softly, but you're able to adjust the speed that you're opening it so that it's not what you would hear in a horror movie.
Okay.
So you catch on quickly that that's making that noise.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
so you're able to open it. The room on the other side is dark, but that doesn't bother anyone that's here.
Nope.
And it's a fairly large room. From the looks of, from your understanding of the estate floor plan,
Mm-hmm.
with the length of this hallway and where this room is, you think that they actually managed to hollow out, whoever did this, managed to hollow out a hill that is to the side of the estate. That the outbuilding that they normally keep like the wagons and stuff in is directly above you when you're in this room. This room is filled, and by filled I mean in many places they're stacked 2 or 3 high with wooden barrels.
Would you like me to proceed in first, Mr. Ari?
By all means.
Okay. She would then carefully step over the tripwire and then make her way kind of cautiously into the room.
Okay.
Just kind of looking around to see if she sees anybody hiding or anything that looks overly suspicious besides barrels.
Okay.
Go in after her.
How tall is the tripwire again?
Let's say 6 inches off the ground. You can step over it easily.
Okay, then I'm
But
going to do that.
If you were just walking normally, you would
Mhm.
trigger it. But
Right.
You see it because it's sparkly.
It's sparkly. Bounce
And
right over it.
at least somewhat disabled.
Well, if you tried, you could probably disable the disabling,
Oh,
but
yeah, yeah.
you would have to attempt that.
That's what Mage Hand is for.
That might not help you.
Are you familiar
No,
with this room?
I am not, Madam Bee Stinger.
She's
this
just
is
kind of
new.
looking around.
Who would go
Galen.
to all this trouble to keep barrels?
Well, let's see what's in one of them first.
Yeah.
Okay.
Bertha will go over and just try to put her hands around, just kind of heft it, just to get an idea how heavy it is.
Okay. It's full,
Okay.
and it's similar to the weight of a barrel that would be full of water or alcohol. It definitely has a liquid in it.
Okay, so it feels like there's a liquid in it.
Yes.
All right. Is there any kind of marking on the barrels or
No.
3 X's? So.
Nope.
Okay.
What do I see?
GGS.
Yeah.
You see the same,
TNT.
but
Yeah.
you think you smell something rotting.
Ooh, something's rotten in Denmark.
Well, Galen does. He's got a better nose. Sorry.
Jimmy Durante envies you.
Something's rotting down here.
And
that what
once
they
you say
smell?
that, everyone else immediately goes, because it's instinctive. When someone says something
Yeah.
stinks, everyone decides,
Yeah.
I want to be offended by an odor as well.
This is awful. Do you smell
Natural.
that?
Yeah. Listen, do you smell something?
Exactly. It's coming from the barrels.
No, it's not coming from the barrels.
Okay. So it's somewhere else.
After a bit of looking around, you find a barrel that was
Monkeys in
chewed through by some rats, and they didn't survive the experience. The barrel is empty; whatever was inside has leaked out, and the rats are just laying there dead.
Okay.
This is
I'm
over in a corner.
I'm gonna gesture to that and be like, so whatever's in those barrels killed these rats.
Poisonous.
Ari, how big is this room at this point? Can we make a judgment on that from where we're standing here near the front?
It looks like it's the entire hillside next to your estate, and
Okay, the whole
so
hill.
it's if you had to estimate, there's probably several hundred barrels in here.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Does it look like there's any other exit from here?
Yeah, that's the next thing I would think.
Yeah. I don't think
Because if
they'd
they
be
buried
trumpeting
out
through
a
the
hole
house.
here, they might have dug out an emergency exit.
I don't think
That would make sense, because otherwise they'd have to take all these barrels through the
the
Ravenscroft
house.
mansion.
Yeah, that's not going to look good. Mother would be upset.
They track mud everywhere.
Yeah.
tracking poison through my house.
Okay, so you do find what looks to be a door on the far side of this room, large enough for a wagon to fit through.
Shocking.
Okay. So somebody's storing these here. Probably, I'm thinking to use as weapons.
But or to poison, clearly to poison the
Yeah.
town.
Yeah.
Adralanka's not worth it, honestly.
Do you have rivals who would be
Personally, no.
Or the family.
My family?
Yes. Have rivals.
Only it's a tough call. I mean, our family has certainly negotiated deals in their favor, which could certainly generate enemies. But I can't.
It has. Yes.
Yeah, I'm sure it has, but I can't see them wanting to poison an entire town for that. I mean, they'd simply assassinate my mother, and that would do the trick.
Bertha is filing all this information away for later.
Yeah. This is rather peculiar. I honestly do not know what to make of this. That said,
With that said,
yeah.
everyone give me a perception check. This does not involve sight.
I figured this might be somebody being
I
sneaky.
got an 11
Yeah, there
on
we
the
go.
dice.
That's what happens when you don't have advantage.
26.
Thank goodness, because I got a 3. And
I
that
got a
goes
12 total.
Okay, so Galen, you hear the crunch of broken statuary under a large boot. And you hear someone in a deep voice go, "Damn it, Fayez! I told you to be quiet!"
Someone's coming.
Uh-oh.
What? Who? Where? What happened?
It's from the tunnel. Someone's coming.
Yeah.
All right, let me head back. All right, we'll stand up and move back towards the stairwell. And
Lord Ravenclaw, do you think that's wise? Shouldn't we hide?
no, I own this. Well, I don't own it, but I live here. This is my house.
Still.
Yeah. Let's get out of here. I don't want to be locked in here.
You are also next to a door that's large enough for a wagon to fit through. And they're on the far side of this room.
Yeah, and they know the door's open. So somebody may be down here and somebody may not be down here.
Yeah.
You
you know
hear
what?
footsteps
Let's-
coming down the stairs. Your
Alright.
time to decide is shrinking.
Running out.
All right. Let's try to open the wagon door, then get out.
All right.
Okay.
Is it locked or
Well, who's opening the door?
I'll try to open it.
Strength check.
Strength. Ooh.
Yeah, not so much for Ari.
Yeah.
Not so much for any of us.
Yeah, no.
Well, the door is, you know how a basement will have an outside door that's slanted?
Yeah.
This door
Yeah.
is slanted, so you're fighting gravity to push it open. And there's some resistance that says that it's not just a wooden door. There's something on top of
from
it.
the outside.
They'll probably get like a bar over it or something.
Yeah,
like that.
something concealing it. They've got something concealing it. So
Well, what's your roll for your strength check?
I got a 19.
Okay, so yeah, you're able to open these doors pretty easily. They were
Okay.
covered in sod on the outside to make them a bit more invisible.
Oh, okay.
yeah.
All right. Then I'm just like waving the party through. Like, let's go. Hurry up.
As soon as the door opens, it fills the
However.
room with light.
Ah,
And you hear a voice say, "Over there! Get him!"
Let's go. Let's go.
And at that point, I'm going to say, let's take a 5-minute break.
Okay.
Okay.
Gee.
All right. Be right back.
Hey, we're back.
We're gonna die.
Not yet. You have to roll for initiative first.
Assuming we should be doing that right now. I have a 5.
It's just a dice roll, I'm telling you, right?
Yeah.
Oh, 6.
11 for Bertha.
And Ari?
10.
With only 4 players, it's so much easier to kill you all. Oh well.
Wow.
Okay, so you all rush out into this bright light, which bothers you a little bit, but yeah, you've dealt with worse. And someone runs out behind you. They are a fairly large man. They are dressed like one of the Ravenscroft's guards, but instead of the typical rapier and dagger that most of the guards wear, this one happens to have a great sword strapped to their back. And he has a fantastic beard. This is a dwarf level beard that he's got on him. But he appears human. He says, "Wait, stop!" And that's his turn. Ari, what do you do?
How close am I to this human?
Well, he used all of his movement and his action to get through the tunnel, and you just broke through the doorway, so he's like right on top of you.
Okay. Let's see. Where is it? Where is it? Ari is going to cast Detect Thoughts.
Okay. What does that do?
All right, I am getting to that. You can read the thoughts of certain creatures when you cast a spell as your action and on each turn, and as your action on each turn until the spell ends. You can focus your mind on any one creature that you can see within 30 feet. If the creature has an intelligence of 3 or lower, the creature is unaffected. You initially learn surface thoughts of the creature, what is most on its mind at the moment. As an action, you can either shift your attention to another creature or attempt to probe the creature's mind. If you probe deeper, the target must make a wisdom saving throw. If it fails, you gain insight into its reasoning, if any, its emotional state is something that looms large in its mind. If it succeeds, the spell ends. Either way, the target knows you're probing its mind unless you shift your attention to another creature's thoughts. The creature can use its action in its turn to make an intelligence check contested by your intelligence check. If it succeeds, the spell ends. Questions verbally directed that the target naturally shape the thoughts, so this spell is particularly effective as a part of interrogation. You can also use the spell to detect presence of thinking creatures you can't see. You can cast a spell as your action during the duration. You can search for thoughts within 30 feet of you. The spell can penetrate barriers, but 2 feet of rock, 2 inches of any metal, or
The
thin sheet of lead.
usual, this will stop things clause.
Yeah,
Okay.
these will stop things clause. So basically what I'm going to do is cast the spell and focus my attention on him to see what he's currently thinking about.
He's
This
thinking.
will last for 1 minute.
He's thinking that if you stop running, he can kill you. But if you keep running, he can kill you.
I'm really setting this up for later, so
Okay.
hoping to get more detail from him. He is in front of me now, right?
Well, everyone who turned to see who was coming through the room, through the door,
Right.
he's in front. Otherwise, he's behind you.
Okay, so I'm not going to move at this point either.
Okay.
I cast the spell so I can have it ready to probe deeper for further rounds.
All right. Bertha, you're up.
So how far is he from me?
You are all within striking distance at this point.
Okay. I would like to do a jumping kick at his chest. Basically, this is Sparta, and knock him back down the stairs.
Oh, there's no stairs here. The door opens up to level ground.
Whatever.
Yeah.
Back into the place we just came from.
Sounds like a plan. Give me a roll.
15.
All right. That's a hit. Give me some damage.
Okay. Let's see. So 1d6 plus 2, and she also gets a second attack. So 4.
Okay. For the record, it feels like you're jump kicking a brick wall, which
Okay.
you actually done during your training, so you know exactly what it feels like to kick a brick wall.
Right.
Only normally you're able to kick through it if you practice hard enough.
Okay. I would like to then I would like to spend a key point and use Flurry of Blows. So immediately after you take an attack action on your turn, you can spend 1 key point to make 2 unarmed strikes as a bonus action. So supposed to get 2 attacks per action. So would that mean I get then 3?
No, so you get 2 attacks per action, and then you can do
Right.
another 2.
Oh,
Right.
okay, perfect.
So you're
Total
going to have 4
4.
total. You've done 3. Sorry,
Okay.
you've done 1. You get 3 more.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome. All right, so she's kicked him there. Now she's gonna just try to like punch him in the face. So if you didn't knock him back with the kick, now she's just like coming down with a like a right cross across his face.
We're going to flavor this as you jumped up to kick, and before you fall back down, you're doing all these other punches.
Awesome.
Like you're still punching on your way down.
Yeah.
A 17 to hit.
Oh yes.
Okay, and damage on that one is 6.
Noted.
And then and then she's going to then try to punch at his kneecaps.
You haven't fallen down to the kneecaps yet. You're at waist level now.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome. Okay, then she is punching him in the gut. Then, let's see, that is a 20 to hit,
Oh, wonderful.
You keep going up.
and that's 3 damage.
Well, that was a natural 20, or
No, not
Oh, okay.
natural. Yeah. So then
not
she gets
as
one more,
wonderful, but
right.
still.
So now she's got one more as she's coming down to his knees.
Yes.
All right. So then what she wants to do is like punch like on the side of his knee and see if she can just like bust it outwards.
Okay.
So, and a 17 to hit,
That'll hit.
and damage is 7.
Okay. Give me an insight check.
Okay. And he's really definitely made a friend. She's made a friend, excuse me. 16.
Okay. You're not used to punching a human that doesn't, like, you expect these blows to have them give a little bit, where they move when you put this much pressure in this part of anatomy, even with someone who has this much muscle, but it's not doing it. There's much more inertia going on here.
Okay.
Now you
Does it seem like I'm hurting them though?
Oh yeah, you did 20 points of damage.
Okay,
There
just making
is
sure.
pain involved here.
Okay, but not giving though.
But like, you expected that first kick to be a "This is Sparta" moment. It was not a "This is Sparta" moment. Now you have seen monks in your order able to withstand blows that should have knocked them over. You don't see anything about this particular person in front of you that says, "Hey, this is a monk."
Gotcha.
But you know it's possible with certain things. But this person seems to be more powerful than they appear.
Gotcha. Okay.
By the way, Ari, right now the surface thoughts that you're hearing are, that kind of tickled.
Mhm.
I mean, it hurt, but
Yeah.
there's enough machismo in this particular individual for him to take that kind of pain, like, haha, I hurt myself worse shaving. That's why I have a
Yeah.
beard now, but never mind about that. All right, and it is Galen's turn.
Okay. I would like to use vicious mockery on him.
I so want to hear what you have to say.
I would just like to insult his lineage. Yeah.
What do
I'm
you
just
say about his lineage? What do you compare them to?
There has not been a marriage in your family in 5 generations.
The relations between your mother and her cousin are disgusting, sir.
Ouch.
He has to make a DC 14 Wisdom saving throw.
Just gonna throw this out here. I'm just gonna throw this out here. Wisdom is not this particular individual's strong suit.
Good.
That's a 12.
And he takes 6 points of psychic damage.
It's not cool, man. Words hurt.
And as a bonus action, I would like to inspire. Mark that off. I would like to inspire. Who am I going to inspire? Birds is going to have the best use of it, I think. Yep, I'll inspire Berta.
All right.
Yay.
And I'll
So-
just say, keep with the punching, dwarf.
So you have an extra D8 that next time you want to roll an attack or a check, you can roll that D8 and add that to your total number.
Okay.
Don't waste it. And by that I also mean don't just save it for a rainy day, because unused
It
inspiration.
only lasts 10 minutes.
Yeah.
This
Or
one
the
only
rest of your
lasts 10
life.
minutes.
I just picture that from coming from the bard there.
I wanted to say something like that. I literally had a couple of Sean Connery Saturday Night Live jokes lined up, but they're not safe for this podcast.
Yeah.
So, fun fact, when Galen does this vicious mockery, the your opponent flinches, and the surface thoughts are, how did he know?
Yes!
Meepo, it is your turn.
Okay, so how far away from
You're all right on
Okay,
top
yeah.
of each other.
right on top of each other?
You all just
Okay.
burst through the door, and he used a double movement to get to you.
Okay, so Meepo doesn't like this guy very much, so she's gonna cast Firebolt.
Firebolt. Okay. That
So I
would
think
be
this one is direction, like you can direct it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Single
Or-
target.
yeah, so she's gonna do that. So I roll a d20, right?
Mhm.
And then okay, I got an 8.
That's not going to do it.
So where did my Firebolt go?
Well, you were aiming in his general direction. So I'm just going to do DM's prerogative and say that it flies over his shoulder. It wasn't a 1, so you're not damaging like a party member. But it
Mhm.
goes over his shoulder and it hits some barrels. And
Okay, did those
the-
light on fire?
well, they kind of exploded.
That's kind of what she wanted too. She knew they were bad.
There's
So-
Good
there's a
job.
lot of steam, and the fire immediately goes out because whatever liquid is in there is not flammable.
okay.
Kind of looks like it's just water.
Okay.
All right. It is Mr. Greatsword's turn. And he is going to take a swing at Punchy McPunchface.
Always with the Irish. So.
I had
And that is a 16.
Hits.
Okay. And that's going to be 25 points of damage.
Oof.
that's smarts.
Yeah.
We're not going to let him do that again.
No.
And he follows through and takes a stab, as it were, at silencing the bard.
At what?
Silencing the bard.
multi-attack. He's got 2 attacks.
Yes.
Okay, hold on. Where's my...
So you going to try something, sneaky pants?
Yeah, okay.
Well, that's another 16, by the way.
I'm going to use cutting. I'm going to use a bardic inspiration as a reaction to cutting words him to reduce his attack roll.
Okay. Well, it was a 16. So what is it now?
Take away 5 from that to an 11, and he just misses.
Okay. You do that thing where you sort of lean back and the blade just sort of goes right under your chin and right across your neck, and it only touches it just a little bit. There's like 1 drop of blood. It does the whole thing in slow motion. It's very cinematic. And then you come out of your lean and you're angry.
I just guessed my D8.
Meanwhile, Mr. Greatsword's thoughts are, why is his head still on his shoulders? That's not right. Ari, it's your turn.
Okay. Quick question: are people still coming from, or more people still coming from the direction he ran past us from? Like, are there still people behind us? Or is it just him?
Give me a perception check.
That is 19 and 4, so we'll take the 19.
You don't
assuming it was
see
visual.
anyone coming through.
Don't see anyone coming through. Okay.
Now, if they were behind the barrels, you would not see them. And there's lots of
Right.
barrels, but you don't see anyone.
Do I hear anyone?
That would be a different roll because I don't want advantage to count for this one.
Right. I want to check. I want to listen. Then I want to take care and listen. Make sure no one is coming. No one's followed this guy. All right, and that is a 14 on the die, and Ari's perception is +4, so that's 18.
Okay. So if there is someone coming and you're trying to listen to them, it's difficult to hear them over the punches and the slashing and the exploding barrels.
Okay. Then we will focus our attention on the detect thoughts spell, and he will now make a wisdom save.
Again, not a strong suit, but I just rolled a nat 20.
Okay, so spell is over. I don't get to learn anything extra. That was my action. He now knows what I tried to do.
Oh, yeah.
So,
and you don't need to read his thoughts to know that he is probably going to be focusing on you next.
That's okay.
Was that your action?
Yeah, it's an action to probe deeper.
Okay. It is Bertha's turn.
So the 1d8 I have, the inspiration, what can I use that for again? Is that for damage?
Everything except damage.
Everything except damage. Okay.
And bear in mind, you can roll the d20 first.
Mm-hmm.
Work out in your head if it's going to be enough. And if it is, don't use it. If it isn't, you can use it.
I gotcha.
But you only have 1 to use.
Okay. I would like to shout before I attack. I want to say, Meepo, shoot the barrels. Because I liked what she did.
Meepo is ready to shoot the barrels.
Okay. So she
what
is.
What Bertha doesn't know is Meepo is really good at high-level damage spells.
Yes. Because if there's anybody back there, exploding barrels are going to stop them, or at least
make them pause,
impede their progress. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Or if nothing else, you don't like what's in the barrels.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, we know it's bad stuff, so.
Yeah. Since this guy has now cut me a lot, I am going to now. She's going to try to just do like a. She's going to try to just do like a jump up and just do like a roundhouse kick at his face.
All right.
So she's going to. Ooh, natural 20 with a 5.
Yeah.
Roll that beautiful bean footage. I mean, damage.
All right.
You gave back.
The first attack, that's 5. So I'm gonna roll to hit him again. Oh, and actually,
hold on. You rolled double the die and you got a total of 5.
No. I didn't know I was supposed to do that. I've never. Yeah.
If you roll a nat 20, you roll the dice twice.
Oh.
And then you add any bonuses.
I must never get them. So. Okay. That would be a 10 then.
Okay.
Okay.
You don't have a bonus to hit, or
I did.
What's your bonus to damage?
+2.
Okay.
+2.
Oh, you rolled.
Yeah.
You rolled lower this. Okay, I got it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Damage is noted. What's your next roll?
So after she's kind of done that kick and kind of done the thing where I'm hoping to see where like his jaw does the thing. She wants to like try to just I'm trying to think. So she's done a roundhouse kick, and
So
then maybe
you-
just punch him in the groin on her next one.
Okay, so you know that thing that happens in anime movies and stuff where someone gets punched in the face and they sort of just turn their head back towards their opponent and smile.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Okay, even with my natural 20. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, then she's gonna punch him in the groin then. That would be just a regular 20 to hit.
Okay.
And then, okay, so let's roll that damage then. That'd be 7 points of damage.
What I love here is your first round, you spent a key point and you had 20 points of damage, which is great for hand-to-hand combat.
Hmm.
And this time, you didn't spend a key point, and you did almost 20 points of damage.
And
You're
now
you're getting warmed up here.
and now
Yeah.
possibly I would like to use that inspiration to maybe do just like a backflip, like to get away from him, get out of his range.
So, can you disengage?
I guess, yeah.
Well,
Does that
th-
take me
that
totally out of combat though?
disengaging is an action. Now, some classes
Okay.
like thieves, I'm not thieves.
I think
Rogues,
you can
rogues
spend
can.
a key point to do it.
Yeah, let me
He's a monk. He might be able to do that as a monk. Spend
me-
a key.
look. Let's see. Oh, okay. Yeah, I can use Step of the Wind. You can spend 1 key point to take the disengage or dash action after a bonus action on your turn, and your jump distance is doubled for the turn.
Hold on, after a bonus action.
Yeah.
Or
So you didn't-
does
Or as
after
a
or
bonus.
as?
Sorry, as a bonus action. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
that makes much more sense. Okay,
Yeah.
that means you can do it.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Yeah. So then she will use the other key point to basically just get away from him, get out of range.
How
So,
far back do you go?
how far back can I go?
Well,
Is it open
you said your
field or,
movement is
like,
doubled, and your
um,
movement on this particular character is. What does it say? This 35.
Yeah.
You're a fast little
Is
dwarf.
is there any like any part of the building like a ledge or something I could jump up onto, or like a short roof or something?
You are. This door is embedded in the slope of a hill that's about 20 feet high.
Okay.
So you're at the bottom of it, and 20 feet up is the top of it.
Okay.
However, the slope of it is such that if you went to the top of it, you would be some distance away from all the combatants.
Okay. Then I guess what she's gonna do is she's just gonna go backwards.
Okay. You can go up to 75 feet with your movement.
Okay. She'll go back about just like 40 feet.
Okay. So that's slightly more than one movement worth.
Yeah.
Okay. Galen.
Okay. I'm going to cast Healing Word at 3rd level as a bonus action onto Bertha.
Thank you.
Are you sure? Because this guy with the greatsword seems to have taken a lot more damage than Bertha has.
Yes, I'm pretty confident on this. So you get 4, 7, 8 plus 3, 11 points of healing.
Thank you.
And then again, I will use Vicious Mockery. And I will say to him, actually, can I combo this a little bit with Prestidigitation, just for a little bit of flair?
Tell me what you want, and I'll tell you if it can happen.
I just kind of want him to hear like an elderly woman's voice while I'm saying your mother was always disappointed in you, and just the voice berating him in his head.
So what I would do for that is no, forget prestidigitation. Give me, and I know this is difficult for you, but
Performance
I'm
check.
gonna need a performance check. I know it's not really built into your character. Your bard.
That is a 19 plus 6 is a 26.
25.
25. Yeah, sorry. 25.
Okay. Math is hard. Okay, so you make the perfect sound of an old crone, and not someone who's 37 and actually a guy, but a real old crone. And I'm assuming I need to roll a wisdom saving throw for that.
Mm-hmm.
I got an 18.
He beat it, so nothing happens.
Okay. Meepo's turn.
You know what? I just realized he should have had disadvantage on his attack against Bertha because of Vicious Mockery.
Whoops.
Did you hit him? Did you hit him with the vicious mockery?
The first
This
turn I
time?
did, yeah.
The first turn.
Oh, okay. This one
Well,
you missed. Now we
Next
know.
time, next time, remind me.
I will.
Okay, but it's Meepo's turn.
Okay, Meepo will be throwing firebolt at barrels.
Because that's what you were told to do.
That's what I was told to do.
Sometimes she's told to do things and she totally ignores it.
I've got a 19.
All right. Barrels go boom.
Yay.
We know they're poisonous or something bad, so I don't care.
Meepo's just enjoying making them blow up. She's like,
Okay.
yay, explosions.
You're like Link in any Legend of Zelda game when you go into a room that's full of clay jars.
You did that a lot in D3 as well.
Okay. It is Mr. Greatsword's turn again. And he knows Ari was in his head.
Yep.
And Ari didn't back off.
Nope.
Like the dwarf did.
Yep.
So he's going to take a swing. And that is a 12.
Okay, well that will miss because my armor class is 13 even without mage armor.
I rolled a 3 on the die. That, however, that's a 16 on the die without adding any modifiers.
Okay, I will use my reaction to shield to block that.
Now, what does shield do again?
Adds 5 to my armor class.
Okay. Well, with the modifier to his roll, that would be a 25.
Oof. Okay, well then that's not going to help much.
Yeah. All right. So, Ari's going to take 25 points of damage.
Now I'm bloodied. Oh, there it is.
Is this guy looking rough at all?
I am.
Not you.
He's not looking as rough as Ari. And Ari, you hear a voice in your head say, I can end this.
I'm sure you can. Not today, Satan.
That's not my name.
That's okay. I don't care.
All right. Well, it's your turn. So,
Okay.
what are you going to do?
All right, now I'm upset. Let's see. I think it's time to put a little whammy on him. We're going to try slow. He will need to make a wisdom save.
And he's so good at those.
Yep.
Well, he's beat the last two.
That's a 14 on the die.
All right. So I'm
He
sure
does
he's
not have
got
a
more
modifier.
than. Oh, well then he fails because my DC is 15. All right. I love how it's right here on the sheet.
It's so
I have to
handy,
go
isn't
look
it?
it up.
Awesome,
Yeah.
isn't it?
Love
Yeah.
D&D Beyond.
All right. So he is now, for 1 minute, his speed is halved. He has -2 to AC and dexterity saving throws. He cannot use reactions. It may use either an action or a bonus action, regardless, or not, but not both. And regardless, it cannot make more than one attack at a time. So if he's swinging twice, he can only swing once now. If he attempts to cast a spell, which I doubt, he must roll a die, and on 11 or higher, it does not take effect until the next round.
So you've only really looked at his surface thoughts, but you get the sense that this is the kind of individual where if he was able to cast a spell, the first thing he would do would be fireball on his party.
Yes, I gathered. He's now at least somewhat slowed, well, quite a bit slowed actually, and hopefully that will then make him easier to target.
He's slowed by half, in fact.
But fewer
Okay.
attacks, easier to hit, and a whole bunch of other nastiness.
Okay. Bertha, your turn.
Okay, so she's now out of range. She would have to run towards him, correct?
Yes. Matter of fact, you moved just out of
Okay,
range enough that if you want to run back, you're going to have to double move.
okay. I'm actually thinking she may just taunt him. And just, come on, come get me. And she's going to just kind of hold. Well, she's going to move up a little bit so that she can attack on her next turn.
Okay.
But for right now, she's just like, come on, come get me.
Okay. You do that. Actually, you know what? Give me a performance check.
Okay.
Actually, no. In this case, you're kind of intimidating him into attacking you. So give an intimidation check.
Okay.
Remember, you got your inspiration.
Yes, that's where I want to maybe use my inspiration. So 5. Not very intimidating.
I laugh at your puny taunts.
That was more than 6 seconds, so
Are
does he miss a turn?
beneath me. Talking is a free action.
Yeah.
Talking and crying are both free actions.
Worth
Yes.
try.
As Holly Conrad said.
Yes, it is well established in any game where Chris Perkins has been the DM.
The crying is a free option.
Yes.
Free action.
Holly Conrad's characters do that a lot. Mostly Strix. It's her resting state. All right, Galen, your turn.
Okay. Right, I'm gonna do 3rd level healing word. Last 3rd level spell on Ari.
Yay.
3d4. 4, 6, 10 plus 3, 13.
13. Excellent. Okay,
Sounds lucky.
No longer bloodied.
And I'm gonna do another vicious mockery. Same thing I did before. Do you need another performance check?
If you want it to sound like an old lady, sure.
Not as good. 19.
Well, a 19, you can sound like whoever you want to sound like. You're a bard.
DC 14 wisdom.
I love my all metal die. It rolls so well. That's a 19.
Okay. I'm trying, you
tried.
guys.
Yeah.
Meepo.
I'm doing what I can because I don't have a lot of attack spells memorized.
Okay, Meepo, you've done a great job of blowing up barrels, but you've seen several party members take a lot of damage. What would you like to do now? There are still plenty more barrels.
Right.
but you have fewer friends than barrels.
Right. I can't heal any of them, that's for sure. How far away is the guy from any of the party members?
He
Basically,
is.
adjacent to Ari.
Yeah, he's adjacent to Ari and Galen because neither of them have moved. Bertha's
Okay.
pretty far away. He's also right next to you because you are right next to everyone else, and no one has moved except for Bertha.
Okay. So I'm gonna try Firebolt, but at the bad guy this time instead of the bad barrels.
Okay.
And
Point
I
blank
rolled a 1.
fire.
So I may be shooting barrels after all.
No! Give me
No, you're
give
gonna
me.
shoot one of us.
Oh
Give
god.
me
No, it's
a-
directed. I think.
Yeah, it's directed, but you rolled a
Yeah.
1, so you
I rolled
directed
a 1.
poorly.
I did.
Give me another die
Okay.
roll.
Okay. It's 9.
Okay, so basically what has occurred is, you know how signal flares work?
Uh-huh.
That's what you have done. It goes off into the sky.
Oops.
And when it reaches its maximum range, it sort of just goes, and those sparks fly off. It looks very pretty, actually.
Pretty, but not very effective.
But not effective, no.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay, it's Stabby McStabberson's turn. And he is going to take another swing at Ari.
All right, so I'm going to interrupt. I'm going to use my Portent ability and turn his attack roll into a 2.
Now, is that with or without modifiers?
That's a base 2, so it'll be without modifiers. Just
Okay.
whatever die roll you were going to use, it becomes a 2.
Okay. Does an 11 hit you?
Not with shield still up.
Okay. Boom.
Actually, it doesn't even hit me without shield.
All right. So he swings at you, and we're going to flavor this as, since he's still slowed, he does this massive overhand swing, and you see it coming. You look up at it, you sort of like casually step a couple feet to the side. Not really like leaving your square if we were dealing with miniatures.
Yep.
But just enough that it comes down next to you and sort of pushes into the ground just a little bit.
Exactly why I have that.
And he only had one attack at this point.
Yep.
So now it's your turn. What would you like to do?
All right, so now shield is down. And so we will...
Shield is failing.
Yeah, shields are gone. So we're going to keep concentrating on the slow spell to keep him mired in the muck. Do I want to bother?
This guy is not bloodied yet.
No, I know. I think we're going to pull his armor class is down, so why don't we pull a firebolt? Let's start hurting him.
Okay.
You're in melee, they'll have disadvantage, won't it?
He is slowed and -2 AC. I don't know if he gets. Will that take any effect? Actually, you know what? I will back up a few feet, then throw it because he can't take.
You can't do
reactions.
reactions.
Yep. I will back up about 10 feet, and then actually I will. He's in front of us, so I will go past him about 10 feet past him. So moving about 15 feet. And then launch the firebolts.
Well, okay, so let's set the stage. The door is behind him.
Okay, is it still shut or did it open?
Oh, you never closed it.
All right, okay.
The door into the room with barrels. You are all outside in this little field area.
Oh, right. Okay, so then
Yeah.
I want to back up. I don't want to back up back to where we came from. I want to back further away from him.
Okay, yeah.
All right,
Because
so I'm moving
if you
more
go
towards
past
outside.
him, you're going back into that room, which
No,
is
no, I don't
now
wanna go
filled
back
with a
in.
fog.
Yeah.
Of
I don't wanna
something
go
that you
back
think
in
is
there.
poisonous.
I had my directions reversed. I thought he was in front of us, but like kind of now in front of the door, between us and the doorway. We're outside past the doorway. I misunderstood where we were.
He is between you and the door.
Right, but he's now. So I want to still get past him, but moving towards outside.
No, you are outside.
Okay.
You are outside.
So further outside then, at least 15 feet away from him.
Okay.
Which, if I'm adjacent to him, should still get me about 15 feet away from him.
Okay.
That's all I want. All right, so we're going to
Flavor-wise,
now through what?
flavor-wise, he doesn't get a reaction to do an attack of
Right.
opportunity,
But he
but he
tries.
tries to. So this, as you back away 15 feet, the sword comes up and goes through where you were, and
Right.
you didn't think his face could become angrier, but apparently it could have, because it
Yes.
does.
All right. So now we're going to use my firebolt. His AC is lower by 2. So, and that is a crit. Nice. Ha!
It's a shame you wasted the lower AC thing.
I know. But I'll take 4d10 fire damage against this guy any day
Oh,
of the week
yes.
and twice on Sunday.
You you crit a lot with your firebolts.
It's nice. Oh. All right. We got 6, 7, 8, and 10. So that's decent damage to boot. Let's see. That's 15 and 16. 31 fire damage.
Boom. The flames just sort of wash over him, and when they dissipate, he's wearing a bit less clothing than he was before.
Does he look different? Like, is he? Because I was paying attention to what the monk was saying, but I mean, does his, with the clothing gone, does his body look different, say, than his
Well-
face? Like,
Well, let's put it this way. If you're standing in the middle of a giant explosion, parts of your attire are going to get singed away.
yeah,
Now, because of the rating for this game, I'm going to say that his pants are intact.
Like Hulk pants. So.
oh, pants,
Yes.
yeah.
They are fire-resistant pants. Rated up to a level 3 fireball. Beyond that, we might have some difficulty. With that said, I would say give me a perception check.
Okay, and this is visual now.
This is well, you're looking to see if he looks different.
Yep. And that is a 14 and a 10, so we will take the 14, which will go to an 18.
Okay. Well, in addition to like some of the clothing not being there anymore or being like a smear of ash where it used to be, the beard is a total loss. Alas. A moment of silence for the beard. It should have never. It was gone too soon. We hardly knew ye. He does look like he's a bit taller. He was a big guy to begin with, but he looks a bit taller than he was before. And his face, before the firebolt, was bright red. He was incredibly angry. Now it looks a bit purple. But that's what you notice.
Yeah, okay. He has his thoughts, but he's keeping them to himself for now.
He's keeping his own counsel.
Yeah, exactly.
On that note, Bertha,
Ari's turn is done.
Okay.
what would Bertha like to do?
Now that she is close enough to him, she is going to kind of run at him and kind of like dive through the air, almost like a torpedo towards him. And she is going to use flurry of blows.
Oh, by the
again.
way,
So,
that firebolt bloodied him, in case you were wondering.
good.
That's what I was hoping for. 31. I hope so.
So she is going to, like, as she's diving at him, she just wants to like just start like just like rock'em sock'em robots like in his face.
Oh, that's awesome.
That
So,
is not healthy for your spine, by the way. Just throwing that out there.
a 23. Does that hit?
Yes.
Okay. That would be
Especially
a
since he's slowed. It makes it easier.
that would be 6 damage on that one.
Okay.
So with her next action, she's going to swing with the other fist. A 16.
That is also a hit.
And
That would hit
be-
regardless of the slowing.
Okay.
Oh.
Okay.
And then you got your flurry attacks, which is 2 more.
Right. So there's 6 damage on this one.
Okay.
So then she's going to take her next one. It's 19 to hit.
Yep.
3 damage. And then the last one, just for good measure. Ooh, 23 to hit. damage.
So Ari may have done the most damage in one shot, but Bertha's done the most damage overall.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fine. That's what we needed,
Yeah.
though.
The monk
Yeah.
is the death of 1,000 cuts.
Yeah. Yeah. Like
It's
B. I'm
3,
just,
4, 5. Oh, but I get to do this
it's
4
like-
times.
yeah.
It's like he's being attacked by a swarm of bees
Yeah.
Yes.
with stingers.
It's a family trait. So.
Yeah. Galen,
Right, okay. How's everyone's health?
I'm at 34. I could use some, but if anybody else is in worse shape, actually, you might want to save it because after he hits me, so.
Thinking.
I've got one more attack nuke in my bucket, so
your biggest damage dealer of the combat has been a cantrip.
yep. Ari
Okay.
was not really prepared for such a fight in his own house, or the house he grew up in, at any
No.
rate.
Wait till
If you
Mom
land the
finds out.
killing blow, I really want you to yell, "My house!"
Roadhouse.
Roadhouse.
All because of the monk references.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm gonna back up 25 feet.
Okay. He tries to do an attack of opportunity on you,
Mm-hmm.
but he's already gone this turn.
I will then do Vicious Mockery.
It's gonna work eventually.
It's gonna work
It's
eventually.
gotta work eventually.
Gotta.
When he's dead on the ground, you'll just keep yelling more insults at him. But he's dead, so there is no wisdom saving throw.
No, so
Sure.
you're doing that wrong. You have to ask questions first.
Trust the process.
Trust the process. Okay. Vicious Mockery. I'm not gonna do anything fancy, just insult his lineage.
That is an 8 on the die.
Okay, yay. And that is 6 points of psychic damage.
And he's gonna have to roll with
And-
disadvantage in addition to only rolling once next
For
turn.
this next attack, yep. And then I'll use a first level healing word on Ari, because you're lower, aren't you?
I am still. I'm not bloodied, but I've still got about. I'm down 13 hit points.
How much are you down, Bertha?
14.
And Meepo, you've not been hit yet.
Right.
Yeah. I
Okay,
rolled
then
on it.
Then I'll. Oh, it's a first level spell. It's fine.
Okay.
Then I'll do it on Bertha because she's down further. Ooh, now it's a 4. Nice.
Also, she's the only
Uh,
one within striking distance.
That too. So that's 7.
Okay. Thank you.
Not
Yeah.
bad for first level.
And by the way, that's as it should have been because she's the only one that doesn't do ranged attacks. But
And that's
that's-
me.
All right. Meepo.
I thought I had magic.
You cut out there.
Yeah, you lagged.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, I thought I had magic missile, but I don't see it in the. So I guess I'm wrong about that.
Nope, you. Why would you not have magic missile? You didn't unlock
I don't
it.
know. It's not there.
You've
Take a
had it.
look.
I've had it though, so I must have clicked.
And you
Right.
didn't unlearn it when you leveled last time.
No. Mm-mm. So that's weird.
I do like magic shield, ultra self lightning bolt, water breathing.
All right. Well,
Yeah.
I'll figure that out later, I guess. So who's close to the bad guy right now? Is anyone?
Oh, I see what happened.
What?
Your known spells is 5 out of 6.
Oh.
One of us one of us, and it could have been me because I keep looking at character sheets also, may have accidentally clicked unlearn
Okay.
on that, but you should have
I
it.
can
So
put it back.
yeah, you can put that back.
Okay. There. So I think it's back now. I should hit learn on the. Okay, problem solved. I'm going to use magic missile.
All right.
And let's see. So I roll 20, right? And then
Nope.
No.
Magic missile
no,
always
it just hits. So
So
it
you can-
is.
You can roll 3d4. You can
Okay.
split between multiple targets, but you only got,
Only got
one
one
target.
target.
and we'll
All right.
add 3 to that roll.
Okay, so I roll a d4.
Yes.
How many
3
times?
times.
Okay. I got a 3
All right.
and a 3
That's 6.
and a 1.
That's 7 plus 3. That's 10 points of damage.
All right.
That is a significant fraction of this guy's remaining hit points.
Cool.
And it's his turn.
He has disadvantage on his 1 attack roll.
Meepo, you didn't move away from him, did you?
No, she didn't.
He tries to squish you like a bug.
Okay.
Now, at this point, I think we've all seen the Avengers, correct?
Yep.
No spoilers, man.
Well, you know what Bruce Banner's secret is, right?
He's always angry.
Yes.
Picture that scene. But instead of turning green, he turns blue.
Ah.
But he still gets
I
a lot
know.
larger.
Yeah.
A lot larger.
Yep. I had a feeling.
Significantly larger.
Yeah, we saw these. Well, we saw the epilogue, but we were not we did not partake.
Yeah, you saw them on the horizon. Let's put it that way.
Yes. Yep.
So now I have a giant blue monster and it's really mad, right?
You have a frost giant
Okay.
directly in front of you. Apparently, you always had a frost giant directly in front of you. It's why those
Right.
blows weren't doing as much as you thought they could.
Yeah.
Okay. So before
and-
he tries to squish me, can I do something?
Nope, it's his turn.
Have
Nothing. Okay.
Unless you have a bonus.
a reaction.
Well, yeah, let's give you a reaction. Which most reactions would require him to do something first.
Right.
Okay. So that's not gonna work. Fine.
He has disadvantage on this particular attack, so
So maybe I'll roll low.
he could roll
Okay.
low.
Okay.
What's your AC? I want to say it's 14.
Yes.
He hits you.
Okay.
That is 25 points of damage.
Oh my. Okay. I mean, I can. Yeah. 25.
Yeah, and it might take more than one mending spell to fix the sequined tights that you were wearing as a scarf.
Oh no.
You
I
shall
have
be avenged.
I have 7 hit points now.
Giants are rough.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's why he was
So-
always doing so much damage.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that makes a lot of sense then. So, all right. So I can't really move, right?
Not currently. You can
No.
move on your
Not
turn.
currently. I can move
Yeah.
on my turn.
And you can safely move away from him because he can't take reactions while he's slowed.
Okay.
So,
That might not happen because I'm looking at how many hit points he has left.
and who has left to go?
And well, he's at the start of the initiative.
Yeah.
Meepo's at the bottom of it. So
Right.
everyone else gets a swing at him before that can happen.
Okay. Because I can tell you what I was thinking of doing, but I don't know would work.
What were you thinking of doing?
She was thinking about casting friends on him long enough so he'll stop fighting and the rest of the party can kill him.
Oh, I want
Fortunately,
this to
friends is not
happen.
a reaction spell, but it's funny.
I
Thinking
I
about
want
it.
this to happen.
Thing is,
I-
I thought of the same thing.
Let her do it.
I thought of the same thing with suggestion, but the problem is people are just gonna keep hitting them, and then
Yeah.
it's gonna break, and then
Mhm.
it's
Yeah.
just gonna be a waste of a spell slot.
Probably wouldn't
Yeah.
break for a minute.
Yeah, but it breaks if we have
If
Somebody
gets hit?
attacks him. Yeah, it breaks
Oh.
if somebody attacks him. That's the problem. And
Okay.
at this point, Ari's not going to do. He's not going to not attack him.
Well, on that note, Ari, it is your turn.
Okay. Because he just went at the top, and so I'm next.
And Meepo is currently, for the sake of flavor, she is currently pinned under a great sword.
Yeah. Okay. Change the screen. Do I want to do? It's going to be better. You know what? I think we're going to do magic missile. And we're going to use a third level spell slot. So we are going to get 5d4 plus 5. And I happen to have just exactly 5d4. All right.
I
That's
have more than
4.
that, but I'd have to go into my auxiliary dice bag.
2 4s, a 1, 4, and a 1. All right, so 12, 13, 14 plus 5 is 19.
All right. A lot of light beams go into this guy, and he does not enjoy the experience. Bertha, you are
All
fairly certain that you can end this.
Finish
Yeah.
him.
Yeah, exactly. Finish him.
Rip out his spine.
The fact that Meepo is now pinned under this thing, she's gonna go all mama bear and be like, "Leave her alone." So she's gonna use flurry of blows again, and just leap at him and again just rock 'em sock 'em robots in his face.
May I propose something? And you
Yeah.
may say no. You are,
Okay.
of course, always allowed to say no for something like this. Now, this great sword came down in an arc and hit Meepo and pushed her into the ground.
Hmm.
It's still pointed down and going into the ground. I propose running up the blade of the sword
Oh, yeah.
and the giant's arms.
That sounds great. I
Yeah.
approve.
Okay,
mightily.
give me a dexterity check to make sure you do this well, because there are sharp bits.
Yeah. Dexterity save.
Check.
Just skill.
Check. Okay. Okay. Check. Mike 1 2. Okay. 19.
Your mic sounds nice. Check 1. All right,
All right.
give me an
So she's
attack roll.
she is enraged because she wants to rage basically.
Just go to
Leave her
town.
alone.
Almost anything you do will kill this guy.
Oh, nice. Oh, well, you know
So,
what?
if
I
you
already,
hit
I already
him-
said I'm going to use flurry of blows. So,
Okay.
20. Will that hit?
A 20 what? Well, it doesn't matter. 20
24.
anything will hit.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. All right. 7 damage on that one.
Okay. I'm assuming that you do this flurry of blows to the guy's head because now it's within reach.
Yeah. Yeah.
The
So do I
front-
need to roll again? Okay.
No.
Please describe.
No, you
Cutscene.
may roll again if you wish to. You may keep rolling if you wish to, because the front of this guy's head is still intact.
Oh,
The
nice.
back of it, however, has exploded out like he was hit in the face with a gunshot.
Yes.
Oh damn!
Hey, I have one of those. I don't have any bullets.
Yeah, she's just gonna keep just punching through his face. I mean, just as it's just busting up an old pumpkin.
Okay, there's brain matter above the door that's sort of dripping down, and you get the feeling that you might need to vacate your position soon because this tree has been felled and gravity is seeking its just reward.
Okay.
Ari will try to run in and grab Meepo.
All right, you're able to do so.
Good.
Giant falls down. Everyone, give me a perception check for sound.
For sound.
Yeah. Because my robe lets me get bonuses on sight. So
Okay.
Yeah, so I have to specify.
yeah, that's 11.
Perception.
Ooh.
Okay, I have a 5. So
19.
I'm not feeling so good after being squished almost by a big old giant.
Okay, and Galen got a 19. What's Bertha's?
23.
Okay.
Ari got a 15.
Okay. So Ari, you do hear this just a little bit after Bertha and Galen pick it up. There's a sound of. It sounds like a rhythmic thumping sound, but it's happening really, really fast. The last time you heard a sound like this, it was some gnomish contraption. It's similar to Ed's train, but not really.
It's the chicken.
Yes, the chicken arises and says, "It is I, little buddy. I am here to destroy you." No.
Chicken and Satan probably should meet now. All right.
Well, you
so
hear
they
this
hear
sound.
the thumping too, but did they get more?
Oh, they hear it first, and this building that is on top of the hill, which Ari, you remember it was used to store things like wagons and such.
Yeah.
You do notice that there is a sign painted on the side of it that says "Not for wagon storage." That looks like very fresh paint, by the way.
Yeah.
Possibly
of
within
course.
the past few minutes.
I suspect Melvin may have been involved.
He might have been the one that rolled a 1 to save wagon early.
Is Melvin
Well-
the one that asked me for my autograph?
Yes.
Yes.
I just wanted to double check.
Well, you don't know because you weren't talking to Melvin when he told you. Well, no one. He didn't say his name to anyone. Ari just remembers him.
Yeah.
He's one of the old
I
staff.
just remembered it.
Yeah. So as you are all looking over at this building, looking up at this building because it's on top of the hill.
Right.
But
But the hill is where now they dug out from, right? Or is that a different hill?
No, there's only one hill.
Okay.
So the estate is on.
It's grounds.
The estate is itself on a hill.
Right.
It makes it
right,
more
right.
defensible. But
Yeah.
the hill isn't just large enough for the estate. It's large enough for this other building over to the side,
Yeah.
which
got
is
it.
not part of the estate. It doesn't share the same walls.
But now it's essentially ticking.
Oh no, it would. It's the sound of a motor,
Oh, okay.
and
Coming
the roof.
from up there.
The roof opens up. It actually
Oh.
swivels open like the lid of a box.
Uh-huh.
That splits down the middle, so it opens up on either
Right.
side.
Yeah.
This appears to be somewhat recent, and maybe it was designed to only open once because one side of the roof sort of falls down and hits the ground.
Yeah.
That does not look like it was planned to do that, but oh well. And rising out of the structure is no, it couldn't be. But well, it looks like it. Well, roll to disbelieve. No, you've never seen anything like that before. Well, most of you. Galen, you've
Gnomish
seen it before.
contraptions. Yeah.
Galen, even though you've seen this before, believe it less. Because the last time you saw this thing, a lot of people died. And you stopped tinkering on large-scale inventions. Rising out of this wagon housing structure, this outcropping building, is a dirigible that appears to be made of adamantine.
How was such a thing possible?
And that's where we're going to end it.
Yeah.
Wow.
I vote for a short rest.
What level spell is invisibility so I can run?
Second.
Second, I'm good. Okay. I think I still have one of those left. I'm good.
Does it have an AI logo on it?
No,